Although, admittedly, some of these are kind of nitpicky.
That's fine.
I'm
I
gonna go get
can try to be nitpicky about that game. Let me try to pick some nits.
I'm gonna get some water.
Okay, I'll nitpick alone to my camera.
Have
Um,
fun.
they reuse bosses a lot more than I would like them to in a lot of the dungeons. I realize that designing the amount of bosses that they have for that many dungeons is maybe not tenable, especially compared to what they do in the rest of the game. But I wouldn't want them to reduce the number of dungeons, and if that means maybe reusing some bosses, then that's okay. Given the amount of like spirit ashes they had, though, I think it would have maybe been cool to have more of the dungeon bosses be a spirit ash, and then you get that spirit ash when you beat it. Um, I think that I think that's maybe a gripe I would do. Um,
Okay, I'm back. Resay whatever you just said.
Well, after that riveting Elden Ring discussion, it brings us to our wrap-up categories. These are three categories that I cannot, in my heart of hearts, cut from our Game of the Year proceedings. However, none of them
As
make
much as
sense.
everyone else begs and
And I
pleads.
tell and I it's my show, so we keep them in. But also I cannot, in my heart of hearts, put them before Game of the Year because they don't make sense from a formatting perspective. There was a point in scheduling where we almost did one of these as the first category, but after sleeping on it for a week, the producer brain could not allow that to come to pass. So we are keeping our final medley wrap up episode because also none of these categories work super well for their own episodes because they'd be like 10, 15 minutes each. So it's all just kind of chunked out here as our general wrap up send off. They are our medley categories. The first one of which is most anticipated game. Oh,
Oh god. Oh god.
Danny, do I actually like need to like pause or like do anything when that's happening, or do I just go or
Um. No.
yeah,
We'll.
whatever? I already
Yeah.
stopped.
I was
We're
gonna
almost
say
done
it
with
seems
this.
like it fixes itself if he just turns the camera off and on again.
So
Yeah.
obviously anticipated game being since whole thing is a celebration of the games that came out in the previous year, that it's so distracting, that it wouldn't make sense to talk about anticipated too much. But also I think that it's about us looking forward into what's coming out in 2023. Um, I would just like to say before we get into it, one extremely weird honorable mention that's happened, and I will say, Danny and Hunter, if you want to call out Fire Emblem on this is the time to do it. But because of when we are recording this, one of the games that would have been my most anticipated games has already released, and I have been playing the Dead Space remake for several hours now.
I mean,
Um,
that is exactly what happened with Fire Emblem Engage for me too. So
this is a game that would, if we had a different recording schedule, be in my most anticipated games, and I would like to honor it in that regard. But I have
I
already
have.
played it, and it's awkward.
I have a
Hey, I
third.
wasn't
I
I
have a
wasn't
third
listening
game
during your
that's.
open. What are
If
we
you
doing right
talk about
now?
that fucking One Piece Odyssey game, I swear to goddamn God.
silence speaks volume.
That game looks even more mid than fucking Hogwarts. I swear to fucking God.
So wait, are we doing anticipated or misconnections first?
Anticipated.
It
Anticipated.
seems like Dash is going with
That's
divisive
that's
to get a head start on next year.
So my number three most
backwards.
anticipated game is again, it probably would have been the Dead Space remake, but it is a game that I have backed on Kickstarter. I am very
Point
excited for
B2.
this game. Wait, what?
Point B2.
No, it's not Point B2.
Oh yeah.
It
That's
is
Ryan's thing.
there has been a running gag, at least between Ryan and I, about a special category for Shovel Knight of the Year, where we just talk about how good Shovel Knight is. But Yacht Club Games has finally like come together to do another game, and it is Mina the Hollower. It
Looks
is
cool.
it is them doing
Holla.
a Game Boy Zelda game, like their take on that as opposed to their take on DuckTales, which is what Shovel Knight was. I'm extremely excited for Mina the Hollower. I have given them the Kickstarter money. It's supposed to be coming out this year, and given the kind of like updates they've been posting and sending to my email, I think it's likely they end up hitting that, but it is always possible that it gets delayed out, I suppose. But I'm very
Mhm.
excited at the moment for Mina the Hollower. But Ryan, what's a game you're really excited for?
Looks cool. This one is low. Like, I think if at this point, if I'd seen more of it, it'd probably be higher up on the list. But so far, all we really got was a teaser trailer. I'm gonna go Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
Thought I like them. Their Pikmin games. Pikmin 3 was really fucking good.
So was Hey Pikmin.
Best one, in fact.
I did play through all of that, and it was really
Yep.
bad. But I'm just glad Hey Pikmin didn't turn out to be Pikmin 4, because it's been rumored that like, oh, Pikmin 4 is done and just kind of
Technically
chilling.
speaking, Pikmin 4 is the 6th game in the Pikmin franchise.
Right. So I think the rumors that Pikmin 4 existed and was kind of done was around when Hey Pikmin came out. I'm like, oh fuck, I guess that was the Pikmin 4, and I'm glad it turned out not to be true and a real Pikmin is
something
coming out.
Nintendo just does is they will sit on completed games until they decide they need to throw it out. I mean, it's so wild that they're able to do that, but Nintendo's gonna Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
But Jason,
I keep forgetting Pikmin 4 is actually happening.
Hey, Advance Wars is done.
Yeah, I did too until the trailer popped up on YouTube the other day. I was like, oh yeah, they did announce that.
I should release that Advance Wars game
Yeah, maybe they should.
that I pre-ordered a while ago.
Same.
Hey, Jason, what's your number 3?
So I didn't put much time into like looking at games coming out this year, but so my number 3 is
I literally provided everyone a list of major upcoming games on the 2023 spreadsheets. I did the work for you.
I looked at them, but I haven't looked into them to decide, oh, I want to play all 20 of these games. But no, I have my number 3 listed as Starfield, I guess.
Sure, Starfield, I guess.
And it's also been on my list before, I think from last year before it got delayed again. But I don't know. As I get farther from my Fallout 3, Skyrim love and nostalgia, as better open world games have been made in the last 12 years or whatever, I'm definitely getting less and less hyped for whatever Bethesda puts out. Like I would have been 5-6 years ago, but I'll still probably play it unless
it's going to be on Game Pass. Like fuck it.
Like I mean, okay, yeah, I guess then I'll definitely play it. But yeah, like since we still haven't really seen anything and don't really know what that game is, it could be a complete pile of dog shit that I don't even want to touch.
Right.
It has to go up against Elden Ring now.
Odds will fix it.
I was at GameStop recently, and the clerk asked me if I had to choose one game to play for the rest of my life, what game would it be? And I asked him what his was in return, and he said Starfield.
I hate GameStop employees. As a GameStop employee, I'm allowed to fucking say this. God.
Yeah, I was.
It doesn't even exist yet.
That
I know.
reminds me
I
of
was
Dash's coworker whose favorite game is a game they've never played.
Oh God.
Ugh.
The things people
Also,
do to
especially
sell
because the
pre-orders,
answer's Fallout New Vegas. Like, if you want to be a Bethesda fanboy, you just say New Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, no, that makes me
Right
angry.
there.
Like the game's not out. We don't even know anything about it. There hasn't
I
been
know.
any
The gameplay looks
footage.
like shit.
It looks like
this
No
is
Man's
supposed to
Sky.
be a positive category. What did you do?
Okay, Lily, what's your number 3?
I'm still
My
looking
number,
forward to it. Maybe.
my number 3 is a game that I am anticipating not doing well,
Mm.
and that's Hogwarts Legacy, baby. I want it to do poorly.
What
Me
an
too.
awkward situation we have found ourselves in.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, I am anticipating it doing poorly, and I am excited for that reality. that
I'm
I
not
hope we live
anticipating
in.
that game doing poorly, which bums me the fuck out.
I know.
Right.
I am hopeful. A girl can dream. So
Danny, hit me with a number. God, this category has really become a downer. It wasn't supposed to be. This category is not supposed to be a
It'll get
downer.
better.
Danny, what's
It'll
your
get
number
better.
3?
My number 3 is One Piece Odyssey.
Connor, what's your number 3?
My number
I
3
can't
is
wait for Luffy to throw his hat on things and take them over.
So on
off,
One
right.
Piece Odyssey, like One Piece is my favorite fantasy series in existence. Like there is so much there, and it is just rich and beautiful. And even if the game is kind of mid, like I look forward to reliving some old One Piece experiences and seeing new islands to discover with the Straw Hats. Like I love that world so much that like I've been itching for more One Piece ever since I caught up to the anime. Yeah.
It's crazy that no one has made a game about a One Piece before. Like, you think it's right there. You think someone would have done that by now. Hunter,
yeah.
what is your number 3?
My number 3 is the remake of like Vanillaware's first game called Grim Grimoire.
I forgot that was happening.
Yeah, because I didn't really get into Vanillaware games until Odin Sphere, and then I like started looking up and Grim Grimoire is like a 2D RTS.
Weird.
Yeah, I guess it's really vertical. And I was like, that sounds kind of neat. But I was a stupid idiot who didn't know what emulation was at the point. So I never played it. Still haven't. But I mean, they did a fucking phenomenal job with the Odin Sphere remake. So it's like, yeah, I'll give Grim Grimoire a shot.
Fucking talk about 13 Sentinels.
Yeah, I still haven't really played it.
Vanillaware is cool. I think Odin Sphere was the one I played. I can't remember.
I played a bit of Odin Sphere. Odin Sphere Left Reseer.
I don't think I've played any Vanillaware stuff.
Well, fortunately, you own a copy of 13 Sentinels.
No. Oh, I do.
I know for a fact you do.
What?
Because I bought it for you.
Oh,
birthday present.
Right. Okay. Sorry, it is in the stack of like 5 games that I still have like not touched and still need to play.
Oh,
it's fine.
Dragon's Crown. That was the one I played.
You'll love 13 Sentinels. It's extremely your bullshit.
I waited like 4 or 5 years for 13 Sentinels, and I've still barely played it.
It's so good. It's so good. So moving on to things that are also so good. So 2023 is going to be the year of the horror game, because 3 of the greatest horror games of all time are getting remakes and releasing in the same calendar year. And there was legitimately a time where this, like, my most anticipated list was Silent Hill 2, Dead Space, and then my actual number 2, the Resident Evil 4 remake. That Resident Evil 2 remake, I know I harp on this a lot, is one of the greatest games ever made. Resident Evil 4 is already one of the greatest games ever made. And every single thing that they're showing about that Resident Evil 4 remake just looks fucking exactly my bullshit.
And I think the timing's right on it. I think we're starting to hit that point where Resident Evil 4, like its age, is really, really starting to show. So I think giving that thing a fresh coat of paint is really, then they'll be able to port that to every system.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Really extend the life.
Where's the Zeebo copy of the remake?
Resident Evil 2 has kind of become my go-to Resident Evil thing, and it would be nice for Resident Evil 4 in some way to be able to reclaim that throne. I'm very, very excited for that. 2, hopefully be coming up in my... I'm just gonna go ahead and call this shot number 3 game of the year.
Let's write that down somewhere, because I'm not going to remember.
Let's try that. It's okay. I'll take care of it.
See, I know the Resident Evil 4 remake. The Resident Evil 4 remake's not going to be good because they took the buttons off Lewis's jacket.
Yeah,
so he can't lose them when he gets killed.
It has fucked me up that you showed that to me at a young age, and every time I play that fucking game now, it is horrible, this cancer that you have put into my psyche. I absolutely hate that you pointed it out to me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil an 18-year-old game.
Right? No.
Came out in 2005.
No.
January 11th, 2005.
Yeah, I played that game in elementary school.
Holy shit.
I was in 6th grade.
That was a
GameCube
game.
We're all dust in the fucking wind.
Folks, we are aged.
Came out in North America before it did Japan. That's interesting.
I was in 6th grade when I played that for the first time, I'm pretty sure.
Jesus Christ.
Came out
this
a whole
is supposed
16
to be a positive
days.
category. Ryan, what's your number 2?
So for a similar reason to Pikmin 4, all we've really seen about it is a teaser trailer. But I trust the studio, and I'm really excited to see where they pivot after Elden Ring. But that new Armored Core thing is, I think that's going to be cool. It's nice to see them.
Year?
Say the full title.
I didn't write down the full title. So
Armored Core 6 for Rubicon.
Yeah, for
like
Rubicon, which is Rubicon is my favorite Tangerine Dream album. So hopefully it'll be equally as good. I just think it'll be cool. Even if they do kind of Elden Ring or Dark Souls it a little bit, I'll be fine with that. But I'd like to see what they can do with, and the action mech genre, because that's where their bread and butter was before Dark Souls, and I'd like to see them go back to it.
Dash, it's Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon.
You're right. It's 4 answer. Armored Core 4 answers the one with 4. You're right. I'm shamed. I'm a fake FromSoft fan. You're right. It's Armored Core
Yells at
4
me.
answer. It is Fires of Rubicon. You're absolutely right.
Idiot.
It's supposed to be a positive category. Jason,
Fake
what's your number 2?
My number 2 is a divisive topic that's not going to surprise anybody. I do expect this game to be bad. I will still play it. I know that the person who is in charge of the IP is a bad person, but I'm going to play Hogwarts. I've been a Harry Potter kid my entire life. Like, I'm going to see if it sucks.
Same.
But
Pirate it. Don't give
Yeah.
it
He doesn't have a platform to pirate it
I
on.
can't pirate it on my PlayStation.
I
guys.
look
I am
forward
going
for
to pirate it.
2023's most divisive game, Hogwarts Legacy.
I don't see that happening.
Slobmanobwarts. How
I
about
will
I don't
that?
pirate
expect
it.
it to be divisive.
Lily, what's your number 3? No,
My
what's
number
going to happen
2
is I'm going to play it out of obligation and love it. That's what's going to happen.
That's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Why are you obligated to play it?
Because
it's a new game that's
it's what I got to
It's a
do.
video game.
It's what I do.
The
I'll
video.
buy it used. But it's what I fucking do. I'm going to have to play that game.
Nah, don't even buy it used. Just borrow mine.
Or that, yeah. Like I'm not gonna buy a new copy of it. They won't get my money. Lily, what's your number 3? Positive category.
2.
Supposed to be
My number
positive
2.
category. We
2.
put all the negative stuff in one category. It's a containment category. Lily, what's your number 2?
The
My number
containment is
2
breaking.
is Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Boring choice, but yeah, let's be reasonable here.
Yeah, okay. It's supposed to be positive. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
no, I know.
I hope it comes
Oh,
out.
so now it's supposed to be positive.
Dash is in a bad mood because he heard the words One Piece. And now he's taking it out on everybody.
I mean, Tears of the Kingdom should come out. It has like a date and everything.
Yeah, it's got
Mother's Day.
May.
Mother's
Yeah.
Day weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm.
It'd have to get
I'm
delayed real
looking
hard to
forward
get delayed
that.
out of the year.
So yeah, that's my
Danny,
number
what's
2.
your number 2?
So I forgot that Armored Core was coming out this year. So on my list, it's not on my list, but it should be. My number 2 is Final Fantasy 16. I
I hope
love
that's
them.
good.
Yeah, I
forgot
mean,
about that.
I fucking love Final Fantasy. I missed a lot of really good ones, but everything that's come out recently, I have fucking loved. Final Fantasy VII Remake changed me.
Isn't the Final Fantasy 14 guy the one who's like the lead director of it?
I believe
Yoshi
so,
P,
yeah.
Yeah, Yoshi
as they
P.
call him.
Yeah, so I'm real excited.
They're going
for
back
it.
to like
Like
actual
actual
fantasy on
not
that,
like,
right?
Yeah, not like the cyberpunk fantasy.
Yeah,
that
trying
a
to
lot of it has
recapture-
been-
that Nomura shit.
Yeah,
trying to
I mean,
recapture Final Fantasy VII shit.
I'm going to miss that like cyberpunk fantasy stuff. Like I love that shit, but also like classic fantasy, Final Fantasy. Like that is also appealing to me, and I'm
I want that game
excited
to
for
be
it.
good. I really
Yeah,
want
me
that
too.
game to be good.
Me
I've
too.
also liked what they've been doing with the gameplay in the more recent Final Fantasy releases.
Right.
I want that game to be good. Hunter, what's a game you want to be good?
This isn't it, but I just had the idea. What if they make like a Final Fantasy batch of levels for Power Wash? What if you clean?
Wash
what
a
if you can-
Chocobo?
Let's clean the
Chocobo.
regalia.
Yeah, I was
Clean
gonna
the
say
regalia.
you could clean the Final Fantasy 15 car.
Yeah.
Give me materia for my Power Washer. Let me
Hunter, I
limit
think we
break
can
with
do
my
this
Power
with
Washer.
every game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, that's what
limitless
Viscera
potential.
Cleanup Detail did.
Yeah. And
Anyway,
I think Power Wash should do it.
My number 2, I wrote verbatim Rune Factory 6 because I'm an idiot.
Always. Never won't show up.
Because I mean, yeah, they did a horrible job with 5, but what if 6 is better?
What if?
That poisonous hope.
I mean, something's got to show up in most disappointing.
Yeah.
I sure hope it's not Rune Factory 6.
So that brings us back around to my number 1. I almost put UFO 50 on here for like the 4th year in a row, but it was time. I had to stop. I have been saying something since the release of Dark Souls 3, and it is that I want From Software to make another Armored Core game now that they know how to make video games. They have openly said this is not just going to be Dark Souls with mechs, but I want to see what they do with Armored Core now that they know how to make video games. They should do the same thing for Kingsfield as well. I'm very, very excited for Armored Core. I don't even know what I want it to be. I'm not like an Armored Core fan. Historically, those games are impenetrable and are not good, largely. So I'm super duper excited to play Armored Core.
Like if they could corner another like genre market, like if they can do something as well, like they've created like Souls like kind of came from Souls doing so well. Like if we could start getting Armored Core likes because the game's so good, like that would fucking rule.
Let's get more notable ACs in video games to make that even more annoying to deal with. But yeah, I'm very excited for Armored Core. I need to see what that game's going to be. I've been begging for them to do this exact thing for years.
I would really like them to make a video game that's not just Dark Souls again. Also,
yes. That's kind of like, as much as I don't really love Sekiro, I love that they just did something within the context of different than the Soulsborne games. But I want them to get even more outside.
Yeah, Elden Ring is kind of like this is it. Like this is the Dark Souls thing, and I don't want them to do another one of those, at least for a while. Like
I don't need an Elden Ring
definitive
2 for a decade.
Yeah, that's the definitive statement, I think, and they need to leave it alone for a bit.
Yeah, so Ryan,
they need to.
What's your number one definitive statement? Give me a definitive statement.
Definitive statement. I'm kind of surprised I'm as excited about this one as I am, considering I didn't super fuck with the first one, but Legend of Zelda, Tearing My Ringdom.
Boring.
I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think Armored Core is also a safe, boring choice, but I put
I don't disagree. Like that like I didn't put Elden Ring on my most anticipated last year because it was such a safe fucking cult shot. But I don't know if I'm gonna like Armored Core. I'm just happy they're doing it.
Like Breath of the Wild took me a bit to get into. I still haven't like fully finished it up.
Me neither.
But like that new one is looking really cool, and I think now that like open world shit has kind of clicked more with me, I'm excited to like really hop into that one.
I hope they learn their lessons from the first game, like I told them to. Please learn your lessons from that first game.
No, I'm hoping so. Like,
did you send them a letter?
Yeah, I sent it to. That's why it got delayed so much.
You sent it to Jim Tendo.
Yeah, I sent it to Jim Tendo, Doug
Dear
Tendo himself.
John E. Zelda.
Reggie, this game did not have the Bigfoot pizza in it. You know what you need to do for the sequel. And then he said, please stop calling me Dash.
I'm very curious if Nintendo can like actually internalize criticism, because there's one specific thing that everybody had an issue with in that game, and I'm really curious if they.
What was it?
What do you think it was?
Yeah,
not enough Lionels.
It's the weapon degradation.
Yeah, it's the weapon durability.
Sucks. No, but like that has made me it's made me very frustrated, that game that I'm finally playing 7 years later.
I wrote a whole ass fucking like essay about this, on how the reason why a lot of the exploration and shit works in Elden Ring is because every piece of loot, even if it's just like some like sword or whatever, matters. You get good things, but like when all of your shit in Zelda breaks, what's the point of exploring or doing combat to get more shit?
Yep, it's like cool. Every sword I have can kill 2 bad guys before it breaks.
Yeah,
whatever. Ugh.
So then I try to focus. Then I try to spend way too much of my time using bombs because you don't run out of them.
And I don't mind like low end weapons having durability. Like I think like while you explore to find like ones that don't, what doesn't matter. We'll get to it in the game of the year and most disappointing 2023. Jason, what's your number one?
My number one, to no surprise, is something where nostalgia does hold on, and it's the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Fuck yeah!
I've played a good chunk
bingo.
I've played a good chunk of the 2 remake this past year. I didn't end up finishing it, but I acknowledge that it's very good, and I think it reviewed pretty well. But I know didn't the 3 remake do kind of poorly?
3 sucked ass.
Yeah. And that's what has me kind of worried.
I purchased and sold 3 on eBay the same day after beating it.
I mean,
like that
the original Resident Evil 3 isn't great anyway.
I mean, I never played the originals of 2 or 3. So like Resident Evil 2 remake is my introduction to 2, where I never touched 3 or the 3 remake. I've played original 4 multiple times over the course of 18 years, apparently.
I have no affection for 2 outside of the 2 remake, and that's why I'm so excited for 4.
Yeah, so like I'm hoping 4 is just as long as it's decent and not complete garbage, I will be very happy with it. And I'm also far enough away from that game that I'm not gonna remember a good chunk of it.
He blocks
I
the
played-
chainsaw with his knife.
Like I replayed half of it a couple years ago when we were doing the video game book club, but other than that, I haven't really touched that game in a pretty long time. So I'm pretty excited for that.
And it's only out in a few months. But Lily, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is a game that's already out that some of us have played, but I have not been able to yet, and that's the Dead Space remake.
Have you done Dead Space before?
I didn't think you were a Dead Space person.
I played the second one a lot.
Oh, okay.
I love the second one.
So great.
I played the beginning of 3, which was plenty.
Yeah.
Probably
Almost too much.
Yeah, absolutely. I played a bit, and that was more than enough. But yeah, 2 is phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to buying a used copy of the remake.
If
I am
they remake 2, they better keep Isaac's best line, which is right at the end, where he shouts, "Fuck you and fuck your marker."
Isaac says fuck a lot. Like they've given Isaac a lot of characterization. Sorry to pregame 2023's best game of the year discussion a little bit. The way they characterize Isaac in this remake of the first one is very, very fun. I'm a huge fan of it. He says
I'm
fuck a lot.
looking
He's a
forward to
bit of a
playing.
wiener.
He's always been kind of a weenie.
Yeah, and it's really like he's very exasperated, and he there's a point where like someone calls him on the radio, and he's like, "Oh fuck, this sucks so much." Anyway, yeah, sorry, this really sucks. Danny, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is a boring choice. Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, sure. It's gonna be at least like top 5.
Yeah,
Probably.
always been a Zelda
Dash,
kid.
it's okay to be excited about
I
good
know
games.
it's just
Yeah.
boring.
No,
Yeah, but we're not going to be like,
Dash-
ooh,
Dash
here's my
doesn't know how
off-the-wall choice that's not even
Yeah.
going to
No,
make
I
Dash
get
doesn't
it.
know
It's
how anticipation works.
It's just
Yeah.
everyone's saying the same thing. It's just
Your
mean,
number 1
Armored-
most anticipated
Armored Core
should
is
be
a
the
boring
one thing
choice.
you're
I
most
almost
excited
didn't put
for.
Armored Core on this list because it's so
Resident
boring.
Evil is a boring
And then you
choice.
did put
That's
it on.
not
the
how
list.
Space is a
being
boring
excited
choice.
works.
It's
You don't pick
whatever.
obscure games just because you know you're gonna like something.
But it's
Yeah.
just that like
None of
it's
your
such-
choices were interesting, Dash.
it's
2
such
of them
a
were
cult.
remakes.
Hey, fuck you. Mina the Hollower is gonna like man.
Yeah, Meat of the Hollower is going to be cool.
Mina
I
the
guess, yeah,
Hollower is
okay,
cool.
2 of them being remakes means other. Like, it's inherently a boring choice.
Dash is also
Yeah.
the person that gamifies the categories, assuming other people are gonna pick the real games he wanted to talk about.
It is true.
Ruins his
Hunter,
own
what's your,
jazz session.
Hunter, what's your number 1?
my number 1, I put Silk Song and then in parentheses,
Come on,
lol,
buddy.
Lamau.
Come on, buddy. That game's not coming out.
Yeah, but what if it
It's
does?
not.
It'll be
Game-
good if it does.
Yeah, and UFO 50 is going to be out this year too, friend.
I don't know what
Silk
that is.
Song is the Axiom Verge 2 of Hollow Knight games.
Oh god, that's the other thing I'm worried about. Is like, what if it's bad?
Yeah, what if it sucks? I've been waiting for that for so long.
Yeah, so that brings us to the most anticipated. I'll do a quick shout out to Like a Dragon Ishin. They are localizing Ishin, which every time they've released the Yakuza game and they put out a survey for like, what do you want us to do next? I've written in every single time, please localize Kenzan and Ishin.
Yeah, that's
really
that's my
excited to
number
play.
4.
There is no reason they should localize Ishin, but they're doing it. The absolute mad lads, absolutely excited. They're
There was,
remaking and localizing Ishin.
When they came out with the Fist of the North Star one, it came with like a little survey thing you could fill out, and one like the last question was like, if you have any other comments, please make them. And then it said, if you want to ask about us localizing other games, this is the section to do it.
Ishin, Kenzan and Ishin, please. And here we go.
This will be the year Wolfenstein 3 comes out.
Okay.
I feel it.
Yeah, feel it in your bones. Day 1 Game Pass.
Day 1 Game Pass. It's
New
gonna launch
Blood
before the end of
2.
the year.
No, what is it? What is it? Young Blood
Youngblood.
2.
The young
Which-
Colossus.
They've been teasing a Wolfenstein 3 for a long time. So
Monkey's Paw Curls.
yep.
The
But yeah,
New Blood. It's a card game.
I'm excited for 2023. Lots of good we're like the kind of post-COVID delays I think are all going to start hitting this year. New consoles hit their stride. I'm really excited for 2023.
I don't have any of the new consoles yet, so it's actually kind of hard to be super excited about next year.
Yeah,
I think
same.
like Dead Space is only next gen or current gen at this. Like I think it's one of the first ones that's
Yeah,
not.
Game Pass is starting to fill up with only stuff that's
Mhm.
on X and S. So I'm just kind of like, well, we'll see
Maybe
how
it's
this
time to get
goes.
that mini
Mhm.
fridge.
Maybe it's time to start cracking away at that backlog.
Nah, why start now? But on the topic of cracking away at backlogs, join us next time where we're going to talk about some stuff that we are going to maybe crack away on a backlog in the future, and we hope to see you then.
Ow.
Oh wait, no, we do this as one episode. Never
Yeah, I
mind.
was
We're doing
gonna
this one
say,
right now.
what the fuck?
We do this one
Edit that
episode.
out
Sorry.
See you next
Um,
time.
So we're going to move right into our missed connections, which are games that we wish we had gotten around to this year. Inevitably, even people like me who play 72 new games this year, we sometimes miss some stuff. But also normal sane people who play like 20 games or like 7 games in a year miss some stuff. So this is our opportunity to talk about some things we would have really liked to play.
Plus, it's a
Um,
nice time to do it at the end of Game of the Year because we can hear everyone's opinions and be like, maybe I should check that out.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's kind of your last ditch effort to sell people on something.
Maybe I
Um,
should
I don't think
put
that's gonna
80
happen.
hours into Power Wash.
I even within my psychopath tendencies to play all of the games, I played just about every single game I wanted to play this year. It just worked out really well for me. All of the games on my like stuff to play list are, with one exception, stuff I'm kind of like fine with missing. But I've seen some people play it. I've seen some or some screenshots. I saw it at GDQ. I really wish I had played Shovel Knight Dig this year. Um,
Completely
it's
forgot about that.
It's
it's
pretty fun.
not by Yacht Club. It's not a normal Shovel Knight game, but it's like a little rogue-like Shovel Knight thing that still plays like Shovel Knight, and it looks really fun. Um, but I just didn't get around to it. It's $25, and I kind of just keep waiting for it to go on sale, and it never did. But I really wish I'd played Shovel Knight Dig. But Ryan, what's something
Uh,
you really wish you'd played?
Danny has kind of spoken so highly of this and reminded me that I really liked the first one, skipped the second one, and now that the third one's out and going, like I kind of want to try Splatoon 3.
Oh yeah.
Like I was really, really into that first one.
Yeah.
And the second one came out only on Switch, and I was like, I don't have a Switch yet, so I skipped it. And I even remember being like, I'll check out Splatoon 3 when that comes out. Because basically the same reason I'm giving now, and then I just didn't. So I think I might need to check out Splatoon 3.
You should.
Yeah.
I think you would enjoy it.
Still
Jeez.
real fucked up that Nintendo didn't just name Splatoon 2 Splatoon.
Yeah,
I
or
agree.
Splatoon. But Jason, what's something you wish you'd played?
Okay, yeah, so I'm in a similar but totally different boat of you that I only played 18 new games this year, but I also pretty much played everything I cared to play. So I threw on my number 3, I just threw the that Witcher 3 port because I've been meaning to try that game for 100 years and I just still haven't. I'm never going to touch it. And I think
Kill that
you,
Griffin.
I don't think you have any need to sell it to me either because I'm pretty sure you don't like that game.
I want to
But
like that game.
But keep trying to play it too.
I want to like.
Dash's
I want to
camera
like
is
it.
blinking.
No, it's sorry. It's I'm trying to do something and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. I'll nothing. I'll just wrap it up at the end.
He's
But
trying to turn himself into Geralt.
yeah, much like Liam Hemsworth, I'm trying to turn myself into Geralt. Lily, what's your number 3? Yeah.
My number 3 is, I'm kind of torn on it. It's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like I want to play it because it's a Pokemon game, but at the same time, it looks like a hot, steamy pile of garbage.
Doesn't look good, but I'm in the same way.
So,
like
I wish I had played it, but there was no chance I was going to pay full price for it.
Right.
Oh,
And with it being a Nintendo game, that's like especially a Pokemon game, that's really the only option. Aside from
I do
piracy.
think they did a lot of good things with it. I think the like overworld, like how they handled gyms and the other like ways to progress through that game. I think they did a good job, like making Pokemon into an open world thing. Like I liked Arceus better. I have not put a ton of time into Pokemon Scarlet, so I didn't have it anywhere on my lists. But I think it does good things. It is a glitchy, broken, hot mess, but
right.
it does.
See,
it does good things for Pokemon.
See, Danny, I have the opposite problem where they had a good idea of letting you like challenge the gyms in any order, like the team star bases or whatever.
I like the team star bases.
But in typical Game Freak fashion, they fucked it up because they
Hunter, did you play Scarlet Violet?
I played a little bit of it, but
did
the
Zane
gym
Zane played it.
He played it, but I think he was just doing it on an emulator or something.
Yeah.
But they didn't like there you can challenge the gyms in any order, but they still have set levels. So there's still an order to the gyms instead of just like making it scale to how many badges you have or something like that. So that way you can actually challenge them in any order. Because you could go to like what the 8th gym is immediately, but then you'd be using like level 10 Pokemon against like level 40 or 50 or whatever the hell it is. And
I went straight for the middle. I went straight for the middle, and it was a pretty deep, like it was challenging but not overwhelming.
They can't all be Link Between Worlds.
Lonk Patwonk Bonks.
But Hunter, what is the Lonk you want to twonk Patwonk?
Wait, you skipped me.
Yeah, you skipped me.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
What's a Lonk you want to twonk Badwonk?
So I'm kind of torn between two games for my number 3. I would really both like to play Point B and Live Alive.
Danny, you're borrowing my Live Alive.
I know.
You could play it right now.
It's on the stack. It's top of the stack. It's the next game.
Man, I just wish I had some way to play that game.
Too bad.
Well.
Hunter, what's a game that you would like some way to play?
I put this on here kind of as like I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of a filler spot, but yeah, I put Soul Hackers 2 kinda because I kind of want to play it.
Oh my god, that spoke volumes.
Yeah, because I kind of want to play it, but I have also heard nothing good about it, and it looks like a budget RPG from like the PS3 era. So it's like I kind of want to play it, but I also don't really want to play it.
Budget PS3 RPG derogatory.
Yeah, bad. Parentheses bad at the end.
Well, that'll move me over into my number 2, where all fucking year I've thought about it and like thought about doing my kind of like professionalism with it, and I just have not. But I would be lying if I said these proceedings have not had an effect on me. I am gonna try to play Power Watch Simulator in 2023. It's my number 2.
Best game of the year.
I think that you have begrudgingly sold me on at least taking a crack at it. But I really fucking hated Viscera Cleanup Detail. Like I really fucking hated that era.
I mean, it's pretty similar, except
I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna try it.
You don't have
it
doesn't have like as much minute details to it as Viscera.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to pick up shell casings or part of its intestine or something.
You rinse off your mop or
get rid of your bloody bucket.
Yeah.
If my professionalism mandates that I play things like Hogwarts Legacy, it needs to cut both ways, and I really do, as a professional, need to play.
Yeah, you got to start playing good games too.
Fuck that. Why start now? But Ryan, what's your number 2?
My number 2 kind of has all the trappings of shit I would like, and I just missed it. But then Dash, you also said it was really good. So and it's free for me. So at this point, there's no reason I shouldn't be playing Pentiment beyond just
it's insanely good.
To it. Yeah. It's basically got my kind of shit written all over it. Like I love the art style. I like those kind of games, and the
not
fact
long.
that it all, yeah, and it's not long, and it's on Game Pass.
It looks neat. Visually looks neat. And I like the changing script between characters.
It's really good.
But I just didn't get it.
That's my number 2.
Fine. I specifically want Ryan to play because like Ryan was the only one I was really pitching it to. Like the rest of you, I was not confident in
adopting it. Damage.
But
Ryan, Ryan goes balls deep in video games.
It is so much Ryan. It's like if we want to talk about a Dash game, it is so hard a Ryan game. Like
Yeah, I played as much Oxenfree as I played of Pentiment, so that makes sense.
But Jason, what is a game that you would like to play more than put more time into than you did for either of those games?
Nope. My number 2 is Warzone 2. I'm probably never gonna play it.
Honestly, you shouldn't. The game fucking sucks.
Yeah, no.
Like I might
Play
boot it just to
Overwatch
get
2
my own
first.
opinion, but yeah,
Let's play Overwatch.
if you guys are never gonna play it with me, then I'm probably never gonna play Warzone 2.
Let's play
I will not
Gundam
play
Evolution.
with
Because I don't like those games by myself. I didn't even like playing
Yeah.
Warzone 1 by myself.
I will not play with you.
Play Destiny.
Play
2
Destiny with us, Jason.
Yeah, play
The
Destiny with
stinky
us.
poo.
I'm trying to beat Breath of the Wild, and that
Fuck
game
that. Destiny 2 is a better game.
Come hang out with your friends. Play
Yeah,
Destiny.
we're shooting space guns. Lily, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is Multiversus. A game
Oh yeah,
that
you like Smash.
I should like.
Is that the one where you can play as LeBron?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's where
it's
LeBron
like
can fight the Iron
Shaggy.
Giant.
Yeah, it's wild.
Is that the one with Shaggy too, or is that?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no, not
sequel to
Shaggy 2 though, just
the
Shaggy.
sequel to
Just
Shaggy.
Shaggy. It is free. Like I have it installed, and I played it for like I don't know an hour maybe. It was fine, but like I'm surprised that it didn't actually grab me because it's basically the same game. It's basically Smash. It works in a very similar way. It's a platform fighter.
He plays Garfield in that.
No.
No, that's
Heathcliff.
the Nickelodeon
That's
one
the
is the one where you
DLC.
can play as Garfield,
Yeah.
and he
That's
is
right.
disabled on Mondays.
That's a good bit.
That is a good bit.
I wish I was making that up.
Yeah, no,
I didn't doubt
I-
the reality of that for a second.
Right. I think it's a good bit that the game developers have put
It's
in.
canon.
Yeah.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
I played a bit of Multiverses, and as someone who doesn't even like really love Smash Brothers that much anymore, like it seems like one of those games.
It is one of those games. It's
I love
fine.
that LeBron James as a character. That's buck wild.
LeBron versus Shaggy is kind of cursed, but good time. It's a good time.
Danny, what is your number 2? What's cursed?
Pentiment.
Yeah, Pentiment.
Yeah, I like those kinds of games. And I don't know. It wasn't on my radar until you guys started talking about it. But yeah, I'd like to give it a shot.
I have an ex-coworker where New Vegas is their favorite game of all time, and they won't play Pentiment, and it's like, oh, okay, you like the franchise, not the artist. You fucking love to see it.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to talk about Pentiment with anyone, and it's eating me inside so badly. I have no one to talk about that game with because
Just
it's
go all
story-driven,
out on it.
and I
Well, okay.
can't.
In that case, I'm taking it off my list.
Okay, yeah. It's fine. Hunter, what's your number 2? Break my heart, please.
My number 2 is Frogun because somebody decided to fucking make Chameleon Twist again.
Yeah,
And it's like, okay, I don't know why, but I'm down with it.
fuck yeah.
It's pretty cute.
It's very
Yeah.
fun. It's broken as shit, but it's
Yeah.
it's cool when it works. Frogun was cool when it worked.
There was a time for a while I thought Chameleon Twist was just a fever dream I had as a child, and then I heard you talk about it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's real. So that brings us around to the number ones. So my number one
this is my producer brain kind of going.
I don't like
you
when
all
they
are
make
just
fun
gonna.
of me. I really
We're just
don't
gonna
like
talk
getting
about
made fun of.
Pointy anyway.
I don't like this. I don't like this. It makes me feel bad.
So why don't I get mine out of the way so you guys can all discuss Pointy?
I'm just gonna sit. Oh no.
Dash, do your number 1.
No,
What's your number one
I'm gonna
Pointy
do
of the
number 1
year?
all over the floor.
Hey, same.
Oh no, we broke Dash.
This is not a we thing, Danny. This is all Ryan.
The only game I really wanted to play this year that I didn't actually get to play was Splatoon 3. I don't know. I actually wanted to play that one. It was on GameFly for $40, and I didn't pull the trigger, and it hasn't gone back on sale since. But I'd like to play Splatoon 3.
Well, you wouldn't have pulled the trigger anyway because you're a roller guy.
Didn't pull his devil trigger.
It's true. I do like roller because Splatoon 2 was very frustratingly not multiplayer compatible with my friends, but I would really like to play Splatoon 3.
Play Splatoon 3 with me.
I like Big Man.
And Ryan.
Big Man's good.
Okay, Ryan, what's your number 1?
Let's just talk about Pointy for the next hour.
No, I played Pointy. It's not a misconnection. I am notoriously a Kirby dude, and I did not play Kirby this year, even though it's probably one of the better ones that came out.
You
I played a
watched
little
me
bit.
finish that game when you were in town.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
played a little bit at your place and was like, fuck, this is really good. I should pick it up.
Really into
Um,
Kirby guy.
It
It's
just,
fun.
I think it came out at a time, and it's like around the time like Elden Ring came out, and then because it's a Nintendo game, it mostly held its value, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to spend 50 or 60 bucks on a video game right now. And I just never got around to it.
Oh yeah, I bought
I'm
it and
go-
then didn't end up playing it for like 4 months.
Yeah, but I think
Very fun.
I still really, really want to play that game because
One might call it the
Kirby's my
sixth best
fucking
game of the
dude.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Jason,
That's
I got
like-
no wind under my wings anymore. What's your number one? Working with him for so long and being friends with him and doing this for like the last like fucking like however many years, 8 years or whatever, he knows exactly how to just fucking kneecap me. I hate it.
Brian didn't just take the wind out of his sails; he tore the sails down.
Yeah.
I'm like Peter Pan with my little knife.
Yeah. What's your Peter Pan of the year, Jason?
So my number one is another game I'm probably never gonna play.
Why are you like this?
Jason doesn't
But-
understand this category.
No, it's a misconnection because I meant to play it and I didn't, and now I'm probably never gonna.
Yeah, Jason
Um,
doesn't play old games.
But my
now it's
number, my,
officially an
my
old
number
game.
He's
one
playing
is a
Breath of
game-
the Wild right now.
I'll play old games when a sequel's about to come out.
It's true.
Well,
Got him
Like
with
a
God of
new
War.
God of War. But yeah, my number one is a game that was on my most anticipated a couple years ago, and then it was in early access for I think forever, and then finally came out. But it's Grounded.
Hmm.
I knew it came out. I just never got the motivation, even though it reviewed pretty well. It was talked about on some podcasts I listened to, and the people all seemed to enjoy it enough. But I just
it's a
never
really
cared to get
good
into it.
Thing
It
of a
is one of
genre I
those
actively
games.
don't like.
It's what if Subnautica was in the backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Derogatory.
Because I do I really like games where it is what if you were small in a world of normal sized stuff.
Giantess
Like-
fetish.
Yeah,
Like
they
it-
did.
like-
They did Honey I
get
Shrunk
it.
the Kids, but
Yeah. And like I
bad.
think that's what it was. Like when the game was first announced, they didn't really announce what it was. They just showed you're doing Honey I Shrunk the Kids stuff. And that's something I like. Like I love It Takes Two because I like the world because you're little toys running around in a world of regular size stuff.
Yeah,
I
I
know
gotta
some
say,
people who are
I-
into it.
But yeah,
I just don't like those
had
survival.
Yeah,
I
I
had-
really
I-
lost interest in it once it was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's an open world survival game with
And
crafting. I was like,
it's
okay,
good
yeah.
one of
for me.
those.
yeah,
but-
like that's kind of what I heard is like it's a good one of those, but that's not a genre of game I play.
Yeah. Like I put maybe 5 or 6 hours into it.
More than I put.
It seems well made.
I'm positive I have had it downloaded since before it was even fully released, and I've never booted it up.
Isn't that by Obsidian?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Obsidian.
Weird.
So you
Yeah,
know,
I
like
just-
it's a quality game, just a
I
genre
just
I don't like.
I
It's
just
just
don't
full
think
of
I'm ever gonna
bugs.
get into it.
Unless you
Yeah, it
turn
is-
them off.
It is a Bethesda game, technically. Lily, what's your number one?
My number one is a game that Dash has repeatedly told me does not exist every time I bring it up, and it is Anno Mutationum.
Game does not exist. You are
It-
making up games.
I'm not. I promise. I'm not. It is a 2D cyberpunk Souls-like, and it has been on my Steam wish list for months now.
And just to be
and I
clear, this
just
is
can't
not
pull the
part of the
trigger.
Anno franchise. This is a coincidentally named Anno thing,
Correct.
right?
Yes,
Oh,
It's
hey,
nothing
I
to do
played
with
a
the city
demo of
builder.
this.
This
it is
the-
not a
the-
city builder.
The word you said is really hard to Google.
It's the same way that when Hunter
It's
made up Ender
mutation-
Lilies. Like,
Mutation EM.
I found
So
it.
it's
but
Anno.
I was spelling it as
colon.
one word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played
yeah,
the demo
it-
for this.
it looks
seems pretty
neat.
neat.
Yeah, it looks cool. I saw a bit of someone else playing it, and it looks really neat. It's been in my Steam wish list for months now, and I just can't pull the trigger for some reason.
It appears to be a
Um,
real game.
It is definitely a real game,
It's on
and I would
Steam
like to
and
play
Switch.
it.
Okay,
And I
$25.
plan on playing it at some point. Hopefully, it's in my best game not released in 2023, but we'll see.
Danny,
Yeah,
hit me with
seems
something you want
neat.
to play.
So my number one misconnection had universally appraised writing. It's Neon White. Yeah.
We'll
My
get there.
Sasuke.
See, that's
Bad
something you
gameplay,
actually
good
should play
writing.
because that game's really good.
Yeah, Neon White rules.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah, I played like 10 minutes at Dash's house the one time he was showing it to us, and I was just like, I don't really want to spend money on video games right now, but this looks cool.
Yeah.
It was because it was also an early year game.
Yeah.
Held
I
that
will
quality.
say I liked playing it on PC a lot more than Switch, simply because it was easier to aim.
I think if you have the choice, it would be better to get on PC unless you really, really care about comparing leaderboard times with the rest of us. But it would also look a little nicer. It is performative enough on Switch, but sometimes the visuals maybe hit a little bit more than I'd like. But
and you've got to use a Joy-Con.
Yeah,
unless you have the Pro controller.
It's fine on Switch, but I
exclusively played it handheld.
If you got the choice, like Steam is probably going to be a better one, but then you can't compare times with us.
Yeah.
You can compare times with me.
I would probably have it on Switch just because I am currently borrowing Lily's laptop and don't have a computer for myself.
That's fine. It'll run the on white just fine. Yeah. Hunter, what's a game that you can run just fine? Maybe. Or maybe that's why you didn't play it. I don't know.
Probably can't, actually. I put Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Because I was hooked as soon as, I'm here to kill chaos. And then like every fifth word in that initial trailer was chaos.
Yeah, damn.
And then then that one, like the demo or something came out, and there's that scene where some chick starts talking and he's like, bullshit. And he just starts playing Limp Bizkit on his phone and walks away.
I played a bit of Stranger. I own a copy of it over there, physical. That game is buck wild.
Yeah.
Jack Garland is. I didn't play enough of that game, but maybe like it's one of those jazz session things where it's like that game is a fever dream.
I saw a video, a scene where one of the teammates stopped everyone. He was like, I really need to talk. And Jack was like, no, and just started walking away again.
And they all had their fucking jerk off crystals. It's so amazing. Like Beautiful Boy Adventure, Final Fantasy 15, and this are like, there is a Venn diagram of this is The Boys Are Back in Town versus Beautiful Boy Adventure. But they both are in their heart of hearts Piss Jacket boys.
Yeah. Okay.
It's incredible. But that'll bring us to an end on our misconnections, and then we will go to the concluding category. Something I cannot in my heart of hearts cut from this, even though I want Hunter to stop bringing up the division every goddamn
I wasn't going
to
make that joke.
He was. No, but see, that's the thing is you've tricked me into making it for you, and you've won. Like, you won. But I still like this category, and I can't bring myself to get rid of it. Originally, because it's like, what does divisive mean to you? What does it mean to the group? What does it like truly say in your heart of hearts? And it originally, for me, for most of the year, it was going to be Scorn, because I was so like, I love these visuals, but I hated everything about this game and didn't want anyone to play, and like that divided me. Then Jason started fucking talking up shit on God of War, and I was like, you know what? This is actually the most divisive thing. But I realized it is. It's not. And I'm not going to call the shot because I do want us to each have our own divisive things. But Neon White's writing has to be the most divisive thing of the year. Like,
at least in this group.
Yeah, it has to be.
In the past, how I've done it is because we used to have more on here.
Yeah.
I would do, if there was one that was divisive amongst the group, I'd throw it in there, but I would also do just like games industry as a whole. So we'll do the Neon White writing, and then I've got
yeah,
one specifically to call out that
I the Neon White writing divisive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Because like
it's good.
I understand something being so bad that it's fun.
I'm pretty sure Hunter and I are being sarcastic.
No, but that's what I'm saying is like there is this like taking joy from something from how bad it is. That is a real thing. I understand that. I don't get joy from that writing. Like, no, that is not bad good. That is bad. I think it actively detracts from that game.
Jason and Hunter are true anime fans.
You
I
know me.
really
I think it fits the game perfectly,
No,
especially with like how they're going with the voice acting. Like Steve Bloom is the main character, and
yeah,
they got him to do the Steve Bloom voice. Like,
and I wish they didn't do this. Um, I see what they're going for. I understand that they're going for a particular thing. I think it was an actively poor choice.
I'm happy with it as far as like it at least has a personality. Because if they took all that out,
I think that game has a soul without the writing. Like that.
I don't know.
And hey, it's divisive. Here's a game I absolutely adored, made my top 5, but man, oh man, do I hate this one part of it. It is divisive to me. I think that it embodies the spirit of the category in so many ways.
It is kind of embarrassing horny. Like I
Yeah,
exclusively played this
horrible.
game with headphones on.
It's
just
how
in
I can't.
case
It's the
my
way I
wife
like
heard.
can't recommend Shantae to people, where I would feel awkward recommending Neon White to people.
Mhm.
I wouldn't. It's just dumb.
Ryan, what's your most divisive thing?
This one is just games industry as a whole. I do not get the Tunic hype. I do
Oh
not
my God,
understand it.
yes.
Yeah.
Like that's just it's one of those things that it's like everybody is creaming their jeans over, and I couldn't put more than an hour into it.
It's all people who say, yeah, Tunic's really good. No, I've never played a FromSoft game.
Yeah, it feels like the praise is kind of coming from a place of like ignorance or just like not being well versed in a lot of stuff where it's like it's just aping things from a bunch of other games, but now it has a cute fox on it.
Yeah.
It's the same issue I had last year with like Death's Door, where it's like it's
Oh
cool
yeah,
you're
very
playing as like
similar. Yeah.
it's like you're playing as like a crow, but it's like I've played this game a million other times, and you're just kind of like synthesizing that stuff in, and you put a cute mascot in it.
And Hyperlight Drifter even has like a very similar issue where it's like it has very little identity itself, just because it's taking from so many other things.
Mm-hmm. And then most of the people I've been hearing is like they're bumping the game down to story mode just so they can experience one facet of it. And it's like, I feel like if you're not cohesively doing a good game, like if one part of your game is so bad that you're turning it off, similar to how you did Neon White, like it's kind of taking away something from it.
Yeah.
Like if it's not all there.
The manual's a cool idea. I'm not going to sit here and say the manual's not a cool idea. I get it, but it doesn't make that game good. But Jason, what is a thing that you number? Just say it.
The Division.
Okay.
I mean,
which Division?
We went deep into God of War enough in a previous discussion. We're on kind of the same page. You just feel more strongly about the negatives than I do.
God of War is divisive.
Mhm.
The canyon of quality in that game, where you have the Atreus segment with when you're riding the yak, and then you have the Garm fight. It's divisive. Lily, what does this category mean to you?
I guess it's Neon White. I don't fucking know, man. I guess Neon White is bad. That's my hot take.
What makes
Danny,
you feel
what's your
conflicted?
divisive? Video games are too expensive.
Okay. Video game, like everything's becoming $70 now. That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. That's what I got.
That sucks.
I gotta pay $10 more and still full of day one DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Danny,
I feel like for the longest time I was willing to. It's like, hey, if they raise the price $10 and they cut all this crap out of it, I'd gladly pay the $70. Now it's $70 with all the crap in it.
And like I
I'm just
get
like,
it, but
I get it's a business and they want to make money. But
remember when SNES games were $80 and that is not adjusting for inflation?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Super FX chip.
No, because I was a little baby. I never had a SNES.
It was the Nintendo tax back then.
Yeah.
It's still a thing.
And the only, like, I don't want to call this a silver lining because that's not what I mean here, but like Microsoft said they're raising the price of all of their first party games to $70.
But they're all on Game Pass.
But they're still day one on Game Pass. And it's like, sure, all of these prices are going to keep going up, but like GameStop still, or Game Pass still whips ass.
Yeah, because they know the
True.
people that want physical are just going to pay the extra $10, and I'm just going to
Nope.
use Game Pass.
Do not call me out like that, please.
I'll
Danny,
just wait
what-
till it's on sale.
What do you feel conflicted about?
I feel conflicted that I didn't feel confident putting this game higher on so many of my lists. Persona 5 Royal.
We made it 2 categories without
If
talking
I-
about it.
If I took you out of the call, I don't think it would give a pop-up, so it wouldn't play to the audience. Because I think it would just look like you
their
left,
camera
and that
broke
doesn't
again.
communicate what I need it to communicate. No,
User
no,
was banned
actually,
from the
no,
channel.
fuck
Yeah.
you. That's divisive.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah, it is, because it's a quality game that I didn't get to talk about in prior years, and
Because it came out like 7 years ago.
Yeah, we have there are fucking rules, and you are exploiting. You are threading the needle on so many rules.
Yeah.
Came
It's
out
so
4
divisive.
years
Dash
ago.
is gonna have to start changing the rules
It's
again.
not. You are abusing the policies. It's not like
this
it
is
is
what loopholes are
legally a
for.
port, but it is a port of a port.
So
Like
that there's nothing in the rules
I'm-
that says I can't do it.
I'm
There's nothing in
aware
the
that
rule
there's
book that
not.
says
I
a
looked at
persona
them
can't
really
play
hard.
football.
Whatever. It's done. It can't happen again.
That's what
Prove
you think.
it. They will put that on another console.
We'll see what
They
happens.
probably will.
Wait till PS6.
I mean, they ported like Persona.
Yeah, they
4
just-
was on the Vita.
So next year is Persona 4 Golden is going to be on every list.
Well,
Didn't
no,
those
Golden's
already?
already-
Didn't
yeah,
those hit
Golden
last
came out
year?
before.
Oh, I thought that was
Like
first
5.
week of this year.
No,
that was Persona 3.
Oh.
There you go.
One
Yeah,
more
say
So
Persona
those
3
Personas
Portable's
just
worth
hit
a
Game
slot. I
Pass.
dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Talk about
Persona
Persona
3's
3
Portable's
Portable.
worth a slot, and biggest letdown that they fucking ported portable.
Well, no, that's why they did it, because it's portable. Hunter, what do you feel conflicted about, or just say The Division?
The Division 2.
It's your category.
But no, I'll probably say the open world on Elden Ring.
Oh my God, we got him to say something else.
Mostly the Division 2, though.
I'll take it. I will take it.
I like the open world in Elden Ring. It's a
I
lot
also
better than the
agree.
open world in Breath of the Wild.
I agree.
Like
I
I
don't.
want to
I
get into it
enjoyed
on another
exploring it.
video, but I actually do want to hear your criticisms a little
Open
bit.
world in
And then
Breath of the Wild is a whole lot of nothing.
I'll mute you once you're getting egregious, but I actually do want to hear a lot of your stuff. But that brings us to an end of
We
our
did it.
celebration. That brings us to an end of our award show. We are once again. It's wild that no one else is giving awards to video games. But someone's got to
Person
do
One
it.
and
only,
only,
baby.
ladies
All
and
the best
gentlemen.
award shows give the awards to games that haven't come out yet.
That's true.
Or
Yeah,
games
like-
that came out
like
years and
Garfield.
years ago.
All the best award shows have Chick Hydrobot.
It's true.
Wait, so do we. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Dash, shut up. Dash, shut up.
Um,
Hold on. Hold on. Oh,
Producer
Heyo.
brain here.
he made his
Oh.
made
the
his
Chick
appearance. That's
Hydro
him.
torso.
The hideous Kojima. Yeah, that's gonna bring us to an end. I liked 2022. So please join us next time, where we will be discussing probably Dead Space remake at least a little bit.
And
Because
probably
we will be
Zelda.
opening with best visuals, I believe.
Liked 2022. Hopefully 2023 is good too.
We'll see.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, there'll definitely be an Elden Ring this year, right?
I'll
Yeah.
say, hey, Tears of the Kingdom might be that good. Who knows? Boring.
It's going to
Maybe.
depend on if it's something that comes out on last gen consoles as well, which might not.
I
Okay,
think it'll be good on tiers.
that's not how you pronounce that. And no.